Welcome back. In the ongoing discussion and conversation about Internet Computer Protocol and the ICP crypto, in today's video, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but most importantly, that a billionaire coin has now leapfrogged Internet Computer. And this kind of goes into the conversation that Internet Computer may not be getting the adoption that it needs from a technological standpoint, and obviously it's still in development. But I'm getting very similar vibes at this point in the cycle that I got in the previous cycle with Cardano, because we still don't have Chainlink integration. We still don't have Tether or USDC on the Internet Computer. And while a lot of the infrastructure has been upgraded and reorganized over the last year, we're not seeing the adoption rate that we are seeing with other blockchains and cryptocurrencies. And this is, if you're not staying ahead, you're falling behind when it comes to technological adoption, technological evolution, and development. And again, this video is not a negative about Internet Computer. It's really just more of a discussion about where the Internet Computer is, and is this still an investable asset? Because at the end of the day, in the previous cycle, yours truly, the Cryptoviser, was correct. I told my viewers many times that Cardano needed Chainlink, Cardano needed USDC. And the ecosystem and the community kept saying, we don't need it. Cardano's better. Cardano's going to have a better stable coin. Cardano's going to have a better interoperability protocol. And here we are another cycle later, and Cardano still doesn't have Chainlink, still doesn't have Tether, still doesn't have USDC, and effectively doesn't really have that much adoption. And so this is not about how you feel about an individual investment. This is about the data that is backing up whether it is a good investment or not. And as you guys know, AI is a big narrative here. And the AI technology is advancing within the Internet Computer ecosystem, as we've extensively covered. But the deal, or the issue here, is that just because Internet Computer started developing this technology and is pretty advanced in the AI capabilities, this doesn't negate all these other companies and all these other projects and all these other technologies that are developing the same type or maybe even more advanced AI capabilities than Internet Computer. And so if Internet Computer follows that path that Cardano followed last cycle, saying, no, we can do it, but we're going to do it very different, and we're not going to integrate, we're not going to get stable coins, we're not going to integrate with Chainlink, well, then they're going to miss out on a lot of other technologies and opportunities that they would have been able to have, as we've been talking about very extensively with Chainlink. And in today's video, I'm going to be exploring with all of you what is going on in the crypto and blockchain space, and more specifically, the competition to Internet Computer, and what these other projects are doing or saying that they're doing. And this is not saying that Internet Computer is not going to do well, or that these other ecosystems are going to do better than Internet Computer. But if we're not keeping it on our radar and understanding where Internet Computer stands in the world of AI development, blockchain capabilities, interoperability, world of finance, and all of this, well, then you're going to be left behind, as we saw with those other ecosystems that we talked about for many years on this channel. And we're going to be starting right here with one Internet Computer maximalist, Fabio. Don't forget to give this video an absolutely free thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. We upload every single day to talk about the crypto and investing world. Nothing I say is financial advice. We've been right about a lot of things on this channel, and that's why I like to bring my investment opinions and thesis and analysis of these ecosystems to you all every single day of the year. You don't have to agree with me, but again, these are just my opinions and my analysis, and obviously you're open and have the right to have yours, and I want to know what you guys think down below. But if you're just going to go down there and say, but Cryptoviser, Internet Computer doesn't need USDC, Internet Computer doesn't need Tether, that's just going to confirm my concerns that we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's get right into it. So we're going to be starting with Fabio, Zero to Hero on X. He said, I think it's time to stop focusing on Web3, which is niche and with a relatively small audience. Bingo. And start focusing more on Web2. Solana, Near, Avalanche, and Ethereum are not competitors of Internet Computer. A shame. It would be great to have some real competition in Web3. But we should focus on Google Cloud and others. We need to focus on the on-chain storage and computation narrative. AI on Internet Computer is great, but it's only one of the many narratives that we should try to revamp. Moral of the story, we should focus on the adoption of the project. Bingo, bing, bing, bingo. You just won the bingo grand prize, Fabio, because this is right on point. Now, this is in response to Dominic, the founder and chief scientist over at Dfinity, the main developer of Internet Computer. He said, always curious to me how many blockchain for AI there are. None can run AI on chain. None enables AI to build. They just claim vague things like they're enabling the AI community or AI will use them to transact and people buy. Web3 can be dumb and dumber sometimes. Now, what Dominic is saying here is true, right? There are a lot of ecosystems that are claiming they could do a lot, and we're going to discuss some of those in today's video in depth. Because, guys, there's one big coin that we've been talking about for quite a while on this channel that is now leapfrogging Internet Computer, and this is not good. But at the end of the day, I agree with what Dominic is saying here, but we also have to understand that these other ecosystems that are getting investments, they're getting investments to develop even more advanced AI capabilities than Internet Computer's probably even thinking about right now. And the bottom line is, even if it's getting, the interest from people who are buying the coin, this also sometimes advances the development of the ecosystem. We saw this with Solana. We're seeing it with SWI. We see it with Hyperliquid. So there's something to say for that. But I do agree with Fabio here. The main thing is the adoption of the technology. You can have the greatest technology in the world, but if nobody's using it, it's shit, right? It's shit. I mean, think about MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy completely changed their business operations to a Bitcoin treasury company because their software business was kind of like sideways, right? It wasn't really growing. And now I would imagine it's probably not growing at an even slower rate. So there is a need to pivot sometimes. Now, we also have to keep in mind where we are in the cycle. When I'm recording this in the second half of 2025, towards the end of the year. And basically, this is 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. So this effectively is the end of the cycle. So there are going to be some announcements that we see, some things that we hear, some investments that are made that are just liquidity drains in the market. Effectively, they're just end of cycle volatility. And then we go through the bear market. Nothing is developed. Nothing is new. And then we get into the next cycle and the crypto is in the same spot that they were 4 years ago, AKA Cardano, AKA Solana. I mean, really, what has Solana brought us in 2024 and 2025? Meme coins, celebrity coins, and the Haktua coin. That's pretty much it. There's been no other great advancements. And so all the venture capitalists have moved on to SWI. And we're going to get to SWI in just a minute. But before we do, I've been seeing a lot of comments recently, and again, it's giving me, it's giving me vibes of 2021 when everybody was saying, oh, but Cryptoviser, Cardano doesn't need USDC. It's like, okay, and nobody needs Cardano. And we're a cycle later, and still, there's been no big announcements of any adoption with Cardano or Internet Computer for that matter. But meanwhile, with Chainlink, which we've been talking about, the interoperability layer, I really think Chainlink is going to be the infrastructure for bridging traditional finance and decentralized finance. And so any blockchain that's not connected to Chainlink, whether by their choice or because they don't have the technology or the capabilities to do it, they're going to be left behind. Because traditional finance wants to invest in highly interoperable and safe products. And so if there's a product that's not connected to Chainlink, which connects TradFi and DeFi, where do you think the adoption of your blockchain is going to come from? And again, we are at the end stages of the bull run. And, there's going to be a lot of ICP maximalists that say, Cryptoviser, they have this, and they have this, and they have this. There's almost no adoption of Internet Computer, right? We have all this technology, all these capabilities. Nobody is using it. And by the way, developers who are ICP maximalists, this is not adoption. Adoption is large companies, corporations, businesses that use the technology on the back end. And I get it, this takes a while to integrate. But why are other blockchains integrating their technologies at a faster rate than Internet Computer or Cardano or some of these other blockchains like XRP, right? It just doesn't make any sense. And so a newer investor walking in, they're saying, okay, where's the adoption? Where's the use cases? And if you say, well, we're working on it, well, how many years are you going to be working on it? You just have to get it done. Meanwhile, Chainlink is getting it done. Chainlink posted this, saying the Saudi Awal Bank, one of Saudi Arabia's largest banks with over $100 billion in total assets, is leveraging several Chainlink services to facilitate the deployment of next-generation on-chain applications in Saudi Arabia. Under the innovation agreement, they will accelerate the adoption of on-chain finance across the region by enabling developers to build with Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol and the Chainlink runtime environment. And so there you have it. I mean, how much clearer does it need to be? And by the way, Internet Computer does have competition. They may not be as big in the investor or the retail community, but there is competition. And we are now hearing Filecoin has now partnered with Aave to launch an S3 storage layer. If you guys don't know Filecoin, it's because they only pop up in the end of the bull cycle. That's what it seems. Did it in the last cycle, doing it this cycle. But at the end of the day, they are still they're doing things in the back end, and they're really not focused on like retail investors. They're focused on high-level integrations, and they have been, and we've talked about this before. Filecoin and Aave Cloud have introduced the S3 compatible object storage service designed to ease enterprise and deepen adoption of blockchain-based storage. According to Filecoin, the launch addresses long-standing barriers for institutions, which is the cost and complexity of migrating from centralized cloud providers such as Amazon Web Service or Google Cloud. By offering this compatibility with these S3 APIs, Aave Cloud allows organizations to integrate decentralized storage without overhauling their existing systems. Bingo. That's why interoperability is so crucial. Because what Internet Computer is saying, we don't need Chainlink because we have chain key cryptography, right? That's or chain fusion, which is basically their interoperability feature. But for you to be able to utilize this, you need to rely on Internet Computer, right? You can't do it on your end of the blockchain, right? Bitcoin can't just interoperate with the chain fusion. It's Internet Computer has to enable these features and create the smart contracts on their end. With these other ecosystems, both ends are part of this process. I hope that makes sense, but this is what they're doing, right? They want seamless integration, not, oh, well, you have to do it based on this. You have to do it based on, they want plug and play. Why ICP doesn't want that, I don't know. I get it. Internet Computer has chain fusion. Internet Computer has all these other capabilities, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be the only one, right? That doesn't mean you could drink coffee and also drink tea. It's not like, no, I only drink coffee. That's the only thing that I'm going to drink. I'm not going to touch tea because I drink coffee. It's like, what? Right? You could still drink both. So why the ecosystem? And maybe it's not the broader ecosystem. Maybe it's just some bots, or maybe they're actually Cardano bots that are trying to infiltrate the ICP ecosystem. But the fact that they're like, well, we don't need Chainlink on Internet Computer. We don't need USDC or Tether. It's like, what? These are the largest protocols of interoperability and connection to centralized traditional finance that you can have. If you don't have those connections, your chain is nothing, period. All the blockchains this goes for, XRP, they didn't have USDC, and in my view, it was not a viable chain. Now they have USDC. Is it viable? It's more viable. I don't know that it's viable, but these are the things that you have to look at. And the rate of adoption is happening in the highly interoperable chains. There's only 2 blockchains that I've heard this in that, oh, well, we don't need Chainlink. Chainlink needs us. It's like, no, they don't, right? It's Cardano and Internet Computer. Cardano, at this point, I don't even think that they have the capabilities to integrate Chainlink, or Chainlink is like, absolutely not. I can't figure out which one. I'm more geared towards Cardano just doesn't have the capabilities, which is, is really bad. With Internet Computer, I can't figure out whether it's they don't have the capabilities or they don't have the capabilities. There's no other, what is the other reason for not integrating these capabilities? Tether, USDC, or Chainlink. All 3 of them are not even in the pipeline to get integrated. Because if they were in the pipeline, they would have already been integrated, guys. How do I know this? because blockchains that are popping up with literally, they just launched within the last 12 to 18 months. After the Bitcoin halving in 2024, they launched. And they have all of these technologies already baked in. So now the legacy chains that don't have these become even more legacy. It's like playing an 8-track. Most of you probably don't even know what an 8-track is, or trying to play a VHS and you don't even have a VHS player. It's like, what? So I don't know why this is not a thing, right? Because we're seeing the competitors already integrating. Meanwhile, we also see Google reveals that their AI agent payment protocol is backed by Coinbase and the Ethereum Foundation. And so if Internet Computer really wants to be a viable AI infrastructure play, they need to have integratable products and an integratable chain, which currently it seems like they don't. And so we really do need to kind of look at this and really understand a little bit more. So according to Google, they took their latest step to hasten the arrival of AI agent economy, announcing the creation of an open source protocol for agent payments based on some of crypto's biggest companies. The agent payment protocol revealed that it can be used as an extension of Google's previously released agent-to-agent protocol, which attempted to create a standard for interactions between AI agents. Today's announcement, or that announcement recently, announced that the protocol adds a crucial ingredient of payments to the mix with the goal of enabling AI agents to seamlessly, that's the key word, seamlessly, complete financial transactions with users, merchants, and payment providers. It is backed by both crypto mainstays like Coinbase and Ethereum Foundation, as well as traditional payment giants like PayPal, Amex, and Etsy. Other crypto firms supporting the initiative include, the shitcoin Sui, prominent crypto wallet MetaMask, and Eigen Labs, the firm behind Ethereum restaking protocol EigenLayer. Google said the new protocol represents an effort to create a platform and currency agnostic common language for secure, compliant transactions between agents and merchants. It will support credit and debit card transactions, stablecoins, and real-time bank payments. And so if Internet Computer has no connectivity and no desire to have any connectivity with this kind of thing, well, where is it going to end up? In my view, not at the top. And this is a problem, especially for an investor, right? Because that's what we do. We invest. We're looking for a return on our investment, not in 50 years from now, not as a maybe, based on the data. And right now, even though we're at multi-year lows at the end of the cycle, I'm really starting to wonder whether, one, is stay in this investment, two, I get out of the investment, or three, I maybe do half and half. Like, I really cannot figure it out. I mean, I do think the technology and the capabilities of the blockchain that are on Internet Computer today are great. But are they up to par with the rest of the ecosystem? Well, before we go to Circle, let's kind of break down this whole Sui situation, because you guys know, Sui is the new Solana. Sui launched with all the capabilities that Solana had and more. And now Sui has announced, or Mistin Labs, proud to announce to be a partner of Google's new agentic payments protocol. The Sui stack brings fast, programmable payments and privacy-first identity to power real agentic commerce. This is the future of AI automation. Now, we're going to go a little bit deeper into this. But I want my viewers to really think about this, right? Like, you could have all the like you could have a great business, okay, whatever that business is. You could have an amazing business, but if people aren't coming to buy it, your business, it needs to adjust. And if the business doesn't adjust, they're going to be left behind. And once the big players like Google and Amazon start picking the winners, if you're not in that circle, you're not going to be a winner. Like, you may not agree with it or like it, but at the end of the day, Google's signing on with a payment protocol to make things seamless across many different AI agents. This is what they're building. And so people are going to start using these AI agents. So your business and the business model needs to be, how do we get that as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible so that we can be part of that? We can be part of what Google's rolling out to all of these different companies and users around the world. That way we can be a part of the network that's powering this. Again, this is why it was critical for Cardano to get USDC back in 2021. The fact that they didn't and were against it for so long, like, no, we don't need it, we don't need it, we don't need it, showed that number one, they were not trying to be number one. Period. You cannot be number one without interoperability. You cannot be number one without these stable coins. And so what was it? Was it a liquidity drain? Was that the whole point of the chain, just to suck liquidity from retail? What is the other reason for not getting Chainlink, not getting the integration of stable coins like Tether or Circle? There's no reason. And so here we are 4 years later and 5 years later and still don't have any of that. And so SWI just launched, pushed by the billionaires, held by the billionaires, and the billionaires or the billionaire companies, that's what they're choosing. They're saying, yeah, we're going to sign on with SWI. So let's understand a little bit more about this. SWI is a launch partner of Google's new agentic payment protocol, originally developed by Miston Labs. SWI Networks brings fast, programmable payments and privacy-first identity to power the future of agentic commerce. The web today is friendly to humans who browse and act, semi-friendly to bots that read, and unfriendly to bots that act. Agents can change this, and Miston Labs built SWI and the SWI stack to give them fast and programmable and safe infrastructure to power real commerce and automation. Continuing on, agentic commerce is the first frontier. Payments are the highest leverage action AI agents can take. From paywalls to automated purchases, agents need programmable rails to balance security and automation. That's exactly what SWI and AP2, that new Google integration, promise. But it doesn't stop there. Future browsing and content. As agents consume more content, creators need ways to control and monetize programmatically, not rely on ad eyeballs or one-off deals. SWI enables open marketplaces for access and licensing, identity authentication, and user data. Current bot detection won't cut it. SWI enables cryptographic identifiers and context wallets where users control their data with privacy powered by ZK proofs. They continue on, saying that they've helped build the stack for the future. Sub 400 millisecond programmable payments, Walrus protocol, a decentralized storage with prominence, Move smart contracts for programmable access control, and ZK login for privacy preserving agent identity. They said most projects just talk about AI and crypto, but Miston Labs and the SWI ecosystem are building it, with Google's AP2 launch as the first proof point. I would agree. As much as I don't want to, I would agree. SWI may be a shitcoin compared to me in my analysis of the market, but they got the integration. How did they do that? And Internet Computer did not. Well, some of it probably has to do with the interoperability and the capabilities of SWI compared to Internet Computer. Or Internet Computer wasn't even in the running for this, because maybe the marketing of what they're trying to get done didn't make it up the chain in Google. This is just the beginning, Miston Labs says. Our AI manifesto outlines the full vision, safe interoperability. Whoa, safe interoperability. Meanwhile, Internet Computer says we don't need interoperability. We have chain fusion. That's all we need. Meanwhile, if you think about payment networks and banks, they don't just have one interoperability feature like SWIFT. They also have interbank. They have their own blockchains. They have their own payment systems like PayPal and Zelle and stuff like that. So they're not stuck in this one category that's only going to benefit them. They're looking at how we can benefit the whole ecosystem and also benefit ourselves at the same time. Chain fusion only benefits Internet Computer. It doesn't benefit the rest of crypto, the rest of the organizations. And that is a problem. It's a huge problem. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And by the way, this is another article that I wanted to show you or tweet, is that Circle, which is the USDC issuer for stablecoins, they're now not only live on Hyperliquid, which is another coin, okay? but they're live via wormhole in the cross-chain interoperability protocol or transfer protocol, which is Circle's CCIP. And so, again, a new protocol, native USDC. Circle even invested and purchased the hyper liquid coin, from my understanding. And the ICP community is saying, Cryptoviser, we don't need we don't need USDC. Or they're saying, but we already have USDC. It's right here in Chain Fusion. Guys, you know that's not exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't understand that's not what I'm talking about, then I would definitely recommend watching this video again. Because at the end of the day, investing is not about whether I think I'm going to be right or whether I think I'm going to be wrong. There's only one indicator for what is right and wrong in the market. And that's what the market says the valuation is. And right now, the valuation of Internet Computer is one of the lowest in the top 50. I don't even, goes in and out of the top 50 cryptos by market cap, right? We have AI plays from Bitcoin mining companies that pivoted to AI. They're worth more than Internet Computer's global network. And by the way, this is nothing against the network. I do think that the network does have these capabilities. I don't know why the developers are so against integrating them. And it's not even, we hear from Cardano, they're like, well, they want to charge us a lot with Chainlink to integrate it. It's like, so fucking do it. They're throwing hundreds of millions of ADA to develop the protocol. Meanwhile, there's no adoption, there's no real interoperability, there's no actual successful stable coins or integrations of stable coins, but they can't afford Chainlink integration. They can't afford USDC integration. And again, at this point, I don't think that it's a money thing. I think that they can't integrate it for whatever reasons, whether Chainlink won't integrate, USDC won't integrate on Cardano, or Cardano doesn't have the technology to do it. With Internet Computer, I don't think it's the technology because they can do it. There is no doubt that they can do it at Internet Computer. And so that leads us to they don't want to do it. And why they don't want to do it, I cannot figure out. But this is a problem. This is a problem that shitcoins are partnering with Google for their AI payment protocol and the premier blockchain for AI capabilities. Just continues to ignore this, completely ignore it. And so this is not, in my view, it's not sustainable. Now, part of this, we have to kind of take a step back and say, okay, we're at the end stages of the 2024-2025 bull market cycle, in my view. And so at the end stages of the cycle, we do see a lot of announcements about partnerships and stuff like that, and whether they're going to work out or not in the long term is really a big question mark, right? Because think about 2021 and 2020, the partnerships and the collaborations that we saw, most of them turned out to be nothing as of today. But there's something to say that SWE partnering with Google gets a lot of investors and a lot of developers and a lot of companies looking and saying, wait, do we need to look at SWE? How can we integrate with SWE? Do we need to develop on SWE? Do we need to cross-integrate with SWE? And it gives SWE really kind of a leg up when it comes to large companies and investors. And this is why SWE is outperforming Internet Computer. I can't even say outperforming. Internet Computer, from a price perspective, has not performed in the last year or so. Like at all. It's been sideways trading and actually trending down. Meanwhile, we're seeing other cryptos across the board and stocks connected to crypto or connected to AI doing extremely well. And so are we going to see a reversal of this? I don't know. But when I see SWE, when I see Chainlink, when I see Filecoin, all of these different companies doing these big things and getting backed by Ethereum Foundation and Coinbase, and Internet Computers over here keep saying, oh, well, we're going to be the AI protocol. Caffeine AI is the best thing. It's like caffeine AI. Guys, there's other large language models that do vibe coding. I was just watching, I think, Bloomberg or CNBC or Fox Business the other day. And they had, I don't remember what company it was. I meant to write it down and I completely forgot. But they were talking about vibe coding and that they have multiple large language models that do vibe coding. And so Caffeine AI, in my view, is the proof of concept for the AI infrastructure that Internet Computer is. But the ecosystem just keeps pushing caffeine AI, caffeine AI, caffeine AI, caffeine AI, not infrastructure, not Web 2 updates like Fabio is talking about here, getting with Google Cloud, getting with Amazon Web Service, becoming another layer to those services. But that's not what they're doing. And the question is, are they going to do it? Well, I don't know. Is it too late in the cycle to do it? I don't know. If they do it, is this going to be positive for Internet Computer at this point in the cycle? Also, I don't know. But what I do know is that being a siloed blockchain is a problem. And Internet Computer is a siloed blockchain, period. You can say chain fusion all you want. This is the same thing as Cardano saying, but Cryptoviser, we have one chain. And literally nobody is using one chain, right? That's not an interoperability protocol that literally anybody uses. And so chain fusion, I get it. I get it. Many of you get it. But somebody who's developing on Ethereum doesn't get it and doesn't want to get it, right? Because there's 2 million cryptos, meaning probably around like 500,000 actual blockchains around. And so trying to figure out all the different terminology and all the different coding and all this extra other stuff, it's very, very difficult and complicated. And so that becomes a problem. And I don't know that maybe chain fusion is the best technology there ever is. But that doesn't mean that you can't also have Chainlink. That doesn't mean that you can't also have USDC or Tether native on the chain. And they definitely have the money to do this, right? I mean, if you go to the Internet Computer website, I think it's actually on the Dfinity website, there's a whole developer grants. They have $200 million that they can invest to get these things moving. Now, I don't think all this money is still available because they paid a lot of it out. But why is this not already on Internet Computer? And so that goes to the question, is it investable? Well, I don't know the answer to that question because it's been sideways trading for so long. And a lot of people have this idea that the cryptos, oh, well, don't worry, we'll go higher. It's like, no, there's a lot of cryptos from last cycle that are no longer around this cycle, or that were around 2 cycles ago that aren't around anymore. That can happen. And so if you're not ahead, you're behind. And we are now at the end stages of the cycle. And I feel like Internet Computer is very behind. And it's not me thinking this just from my opinion. It's from the data. SWI is ahead. That's a problem. It's a new blockchain without any of the infrastructure or capabilities that have been proven over a longer period of time, like Internet Computer, but Google chose SWI. Why is that? I don't know. Hopefully we get some clarity from Dfinity on what the future is for interoperability, for unsiloing the Internet Computer ecosystem. Because if we don't get clarity, it may be time to exit. And again, this is purely based on the data, purely based on my analysis, and I could be wrong, right? But do I want to stay in a crypto that I am, or any investment for that matter, that I'm not 100% on board with? And again, you don't have to be 100% on board with everything, but the baseline technicals and the baseline outcome, again, it's not about what I think about what's going on. Google chose SWI, not Internet Computer. That's the market telling you that you're wrong. Filecoin partnering with Aave. If you're like, well, Cryptoviser, Internet Computer's better, you're wrong, right? Coinbase and Ethereum backing the Google AI agent payment thing that SWI is on board with. If you say, oh, Internet Computer is going to get all these partnerships, you're wrong. They haven't gotten it. And so it doesn't matter what I think or what you think. The market is telling us that Internet Computer may not be the AI chain that Wall Street is going to choose. And maybe that'll be fine, but that just means the price is not going to move up as high as it is with SWI. And so we're already getting outpaced by new shitcoins because Internet Computer wants to be a siloed chain and not have Chainlink, not have USDC, not have Tether. Guys, any new chain that interoperates with USDC completely removes the, oh, well, Circle wants extra money or Circle doesn't want to approach Internet Computer. It's like, no. Dfinity needs to be at Circle's office every day, having meetings with them until it's integrated, period. And if they don't want to do that, or they're not doing that, it tells you they are not getting USDC. Because Circle is not going to go to Internet Computer and say, hey, Dominic, we really, really, really want to integrate with Internet Computer. We really want. Because to me, it seems, based on the comments, people are like, Internet Computer doesn't need USDC. USDC needs Internet Computer. Clearly not. And clearly Circle is they're investing in the hyper liquidation cryptocurrency. But they're not investing in Internet Computer. It tells me everything I need to know from an investment perspective. Like if I was jumping into the crypto markets today and you said, would you invest in ICP? The answer is not yes. It cannot be yes. It doesn't matter where the price is today because we could still go down 100% from here. We could go down 50% from here. Obviously, we want the price to go up. But again, we're at the end stages of the bull cycle. The end stages of the bull cycle in 2021, Cardano was launching smart contracts, right? They launched it around this time in September of 2021. 4 months later, at the end of 2021, early 2022, I was making a video and I'm like, why haven't they launched anything that's using the smart contracts? Like there was no smart contracts launched, no DEXs, nothing. Less than a week later, they launched it. And I'm like, why were they waiting? Why were they waiting? And that told me this is not a serious chain. This is not a serious technology. And I needed to get the fuck out. And I did. And I sold my ADA. And thousands of people unsubscribed from my channel because they didn't agree with my investment thesis or what I was doing with my money and my portfolio, which is like, first of all, it's none of your business what I'm doing with my money, right? And now I don't even talk about my portfolio on this channel because it doesn't matter whether I'm in or not in this investment. I could still analyze it. And part of the journey is understanding, is it a good or not good investment? And I've been a big proponent of Internet Computer for a long time, and I still am, don't get me wrong. It's just seeing things like this, it's draining. Because as much excitement as I have for Internet Computer, when I see things like this, it just further confirms the thesis that is against my main thesis. My main thesis is Internet Computer is going to be the AI blockchain for the world. But the counter thesis to that is no, it's not. And so this confirms, no, it's not. No USDC confirms, no, it's not. No Chainlink or Tether confirms, no, it's not going to be. Because if you can't get a Google AI agent to interact or pay ICP AI agent, what do you think the world is going to use? ICP AI agents or Google AI agents? Well, they've already chosen Google. So yeah, that's my analysis. I know some of you are not going to be very happy, but that is where we are, right? I saw this and I was like, what the hell? A shitcoin, brand new shitcoin, getting Google's blessing. Congratulations to them. Obviously, we want to be happy for everybody in crypto. Not all investments work out, but obviously it's working out for the SWI ecosystem. And maybe I was wrong on this, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think I'm overblowing this, or do you think that this is really not good for Internet Computer because they're not interoperated, because they are siloing themselves and they're not getting chosen for these global mega payment systems for the use in AI? Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next video. And remember, these are just my opinions. You can disagree with them. That is totally fine. But just do it in a calm and cool and collected manner down below in the comments. While you're down there, give the video a free thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. Crypto on.